Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück. Da ist Umfeld 7. Ja, und immer noch der Hauptstadt hier aufs Maul. Halt die Schnauze. Ich würde gerne nach Hause. Ja, bitte.
Strider 1, this is Control Tower. Make your landing check.
Das wird dann hier Base
Lower airspeed.
Dings hier. Base Wuste.
Lower your nose, you're too high. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing.
Ja. Abheben.
Strider 1, this is Control Tower. The runway is clear.
Aber wir haben ja schon die Punkte zusammen. Und selbst wenn, dann schauen wir mal, was noch weitergeht. So ein schönes Flugzeug, oh Gott. Ah, Freunde. So. I'm back. Was Panzer sind da, hä? Arschloch. Oh, Samson auch. Jetzt nicht mehr. Krieg dich das hier. Ah! Oh. Wow, was ist das denn? Was war das denn, Alter? Ich glaube, es hackt. Doch die Fresse da hier. Radar. Scheiße. Geh weg. Da müsste man jetzt Bomben haben. Ja. Angenatzt würde ich das Ganze nennen. Fliegen die so tief?
Okay, lock acquired. Firing. 3 minutes remaining.
Das sind auch 34er. Schön. Hallo. Ja, laber nicht. Mittendrin hier in der Bumsbude. Hallo. Ja, blöd, ne? Arschbuch. Haha. Geh weg. Wir haben über 20.000 Dinger gemacht. Nicht so langsam. Kommt her zu den Cyclops-Leuten, Alter. Hier sind meine Cyclops-Bros. 21er, ja. Blöd, ne?
Strider 1, enemy is locked on. Dislocated. Don't turn your back on him. I'm trying to break.
Ah, jetzt ist er tot. Ach, Mann. Jetzt halt die Fresse.
Targeting gun range.
Wenn ich mich da nochmal reinsneaken kann. Hallo.
30 seconds remaining.
Ihr Wichser. Woo!
Missile hit. You're almost out of special weaponry. Vessel confirmed sunk.
Ah.
Target eliminated. You did really well out there. This is sure to bring an end to the war. You'll be heroes. Don't know what medals they've got for you, but if you want one, come back in one piece. All aircraft, listen carefully. This is Lancaster. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying. Roger that. Man, don't jinx us. You're right. New bogies. No, 5 Su-30s inbound. It's Mr. X.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you. There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either. Mission proved to be fun. It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst. Bandit fire missile. Even the escorts are seasoned. Locked on. Go down. I'm on its back.
First ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage. Miss, target's still active. Cyclops 3, we've been hit. We gotta eject. Took him out one by one. Cyclops 3 is bailed out safely. Don't worry, he's gonna make it. Listen, Trigger, real talk. If we keep this up, someone's not going home. I like this allure. Meanwhile, shoot down Mr. X. What? Enemy's got locked. Right, he grabbed the bait. Time to take him for a ride. Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Waiting for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger. My boys will let you have it. Target is hit. Nice. Fine. Give him one more.
Ow.
Push it. Missile inbound. Keep an eye on your rear. Locked on, Bandit.
Cyclops 2, hostile on your rear!
Miss, target's still active.
Ja, fick dich. Scheiß Mr. X.
You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. Wasn't a bad pilot. Shit. Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops Wiseman! He checked already, Wiseman! I'm sorry, Count. His plane exploded. Wiseman! Stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you've got the lead. Wiseman! Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2, you're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. Duty is yours. That's impossible. Do it. Damn it! Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
We'll go count.
Commander's taking fire! It's fine. Have a little faith.
Missile hit.
Lock. Good job.
Damn!
Now go finish the job.
Can't touch the rings, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can. My radar suddenly turned off. What is it? Respond. My data won't update.
My HUD is
Damn it.
crashing out.
What was that? I've lost radar contact. What's up?
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
What is that?
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS. Brabante's now under Ocean control. The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operational success. We'll guide you to the scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Count, we all feel the same way.
Shit.
So Wiseman died for nothing.
Oh.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down, and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
Oh wow. Oh, fast 900. Hey. Wir schauen mal, ob die nächste Mission noch eingeht. Aber die tryen wir mal.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osia's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osia and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osian convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army. With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power. HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting. I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense. With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there. Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Fick dich. Also, liebe Freunde, die Mission werden wir dann nächstes Mal machen, auch wenn es wieder so eine Scheiße dann ist, dass es dann wieder zu wenig wird. Aber muss sein. Ja, dann würde ich sagen, wenn es euch gefallen hat, drückt auf jeden Fall den Daumen nach oben, abonniert den Kanal, wenn ihr es noch nicht habt. Und ja, dann würde ich mich freuen, wenn ihr nächstes Mal wieder dabei seid. Tschüss.